Hello, fellow wanderers. Megan McSwain here, back with another episode of Travel-Preneur. We're about to embark on a journey into the realm of luxury travel entrepreneurship. Today, we are joined by Vanessa McGovern, co-founder of Gifted Travel Network. Welcome, Vanessa.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Gifted Travel Network emphasizes supporting one another. How does the network of luxury travel advisors and the collaborative community contribute to the success and growth of entrepreneurs in the world of luxury travel?
Great question. And you said it in your question, and that the anchor there, the key word in that is community. And so how we contribute to the world of luxury travel and to the world of luxury travel entrepreneurs is we have the most engaged group of travel advisors focused on luxury travel in the industry. We have cultivated a very strong community over competition vibe, which serves our members in a variety of ways. And so because of the focus on community, we have sort of a rising tide lifts all boat theory because, entrepreneurship can be lonely sometimes. And it's really important to surround yourself with a community of like-minded individuals that are on a similar journey to you. And we have cultivated the type of community that when others are a little further along in their journey, they find great value and contribution and professional and personal fulfillment by then helping others that may have just joined and are where they were maybe a few years ago. And because we attract such incredible talent to our new to industry training program, we have these incredible professionals, entrepreneurial spirited people with maybe a love for travel, but have never actually had a business selling travel, but come to us with an incredible depth of skill set from their past careers. And they end up contributing and elevating awareness to overall professional skills and content in general, even for travel advisors that have maybe been selling travel for a few years. So cultivating a strong community is really at the heart of how we serve our members. And that's really what we focus on.
So entrepreneurship is filled with challenges, as you know. How does Gifted Travel Network foster a spirit of collaboration to overcome challenges? What challenges do you see?
Well, of course, entrepreneurship, you have to face challenges every day. And we like to be focused on solutions versus the challenge. And I think the best way to sort of answer that question is to explain how we meet our members where they are in their journey. And some days there could be something relatively minor, other days not so minor. Sometimes it's related to the operations of their business that they might need help with or finding themselves being challenged with. Sometimes it's related to the trip itinerary itself or helping moving a client along in the process of making a decision about an investment for their luxury travel experience. So we try to meet our members in a variety of ways and give them access to tools and information to help them overcome whatever might be keeping them stuck or they just need additional resources on. And how we do that is both virtual and in person. So through Gifted Travel Network, we have a series of virtual events that happen throughout the week, like open office hours, for example, where we have a mentor on our Travel Business University program that will be on Zoom and people can just jump in as if you're in an office and you're knocking on somebody's virtual door and you just need to pop in and ask a quick question. So we have virtual office hours, so individual one-on-one type mentorship can occur. We also do twice weekly group classes, group coaching calls, if you will, where we facilitate the discussion, but really it's member to member and peer to peer. And so they can then help each other. And those are quite lively. They're recorded. And then of course, we have that available to them in their portal. And then anybody that wants to listen, and we always post a recap because as you can appreciate, the topics are varied. Obviously, if there's a 60-minute recording of something, you're going to want to know exactly what is covered, because if it's not relevant, then you don't want to listen to that. So we do that for our members. But then we also host business mastermind sessions throughout the year as well. And we do it depending on where they are in their entrepreneurial journey. So for example, we host a mastermind meeting for our top producers, and we have one coming up in Austin in February 2024 at the Four Seasons. And we do this, we bring our best members together, let me rephrase that, not the best, but the most highest producing members, from the previous year, because they do have a unique set of challenges at that stage in their journey than maybe somebody that's just starting. And everybody has different challenges at different stages. And so we bring our members together in various ways to address those challenges through bringing together experts on those topics or just peer-led sessions. And of course, there's no shortage of content because we are an education-focused agency. And so we have endless modules on all kinds of topics to address challenges as well.
Can you share an example or a success story of a standout moment where Gifted Travel Network played a pivotal role in elevating the career of one of its advisors?
I love this question. I love our members and sharing their success stories. So one member in particular that comes to mind is Janine Pendleton out in California. Her business is Amazing Adventures Travel Designs. And so she came to us having already started her travel business, and she took a very traditional path to her travel entrepreneurial journey where she joined a host agency that supported thousands of advisors. They didn't focus on luxury, and it wasn't an education focused host agency, but it's a great place to start. And she leaned in and very quickly realized that she wanted to scale her business and truly, replace her income and make this profitable. And this is, her full-time thing and not a side hustle sort of hobby thing on the side. She identified within a year or two that she needed to find another host home. And so she found us, she joined our travel MBA program. She invested in our program so she could obviously learn how to scale from what was sort of a mass market premium sort of hobby agency, which was fine, which is how she started, but she knew she wanted to grow. And so she joined us with very little business. And within 2 years, and I know this number seems like not real, but it is, she basically grew her business over 2,000%. And she partnered with wineries as a strategy that we teach in California. And she now does almost full charters of wine-led trips on river cruises in Europe. And her success story of how quickly she turned around her business from just something fun on the side, wasn't sure if it would really turn a profit, to something that is very profitable, extremely sustainable, and totally inspiring. And now she is helping others that are in a similar journey that she was when she decided to join GTN by sharing her best practices and how she approached different wine clubs and wineries on how she was able to secure that business, because there are lots of wine regions all over the United States to be able to do a similar strategy. So I love that story because of the focus that she shifted. She made the decision. She was self-aware of what she needed. She was willing to invest because this is a business. And she just has made an incredible success story from what she started to what she's grown right now. And we have so many stories like that. And Janine's growth is just particularly impressive.
This episode is brought to you by Travel-Payments.com. Travel businesses have unique needs when it comes to credit card processing. From large average ticket sizes and tolerance for higher chargeback ratios to simple integrations with the most popular shopping cart systems, the travel industry specialists at Travel-Payments.com have you covered. Unfortunately, many of the most popular credit card processors initially accept travel businesses, but without warning, freeze their merchant accounts and the thousands of dollars in them because these service providers don't understand or support the unique needs of travel industry business. Don't get stuck with one of the big guys who will freeze you out without a moment's notice. Instead, work with the travel industry specialists who will support your business every step of the way. Visit Travel-Payments.com to get a free quote today. How has the landscape of luxury travel evolved, and how does Gifted Travel Network stay ahead to provide its advisors with those tools and insights needed to navigate this industry constantly changing?
Constantly changing. The one thing in life, right, is the one constant in life is change. And so the travel industry certainly changes at lightning speed, it feels like on some days. And I think the way that we can stay ahead of that change and support that change and roll with the change and not be fighting against the change is the access that we provide our members. And so our relationships, boots on the ground all over the world, to be able to tell us what's happening in Italy, what's happening in the UK, our network of destination management companies that we have in our preferred partner portfolio, Gifted Travel Network, through our relationship with Virtuoso, the leading luxury consortia globally, is what helps us navigate the incredible amount of change, because our advisors are only as good as the relationships that they have. They won't know everything about every country in the world, every experience, every culinary experience, the restaurant, around the corner in the city in Europe that's just with the charming story. They don't know that unless they have the right relationships in destination that are able to curate that and work with the travel advisors to craft the best luxury focused experience for their clients. And so navigating that change is truly dependent on the access that they have through the network of partners that we create for them at Gifted Travel Network. So our role at the host agency is to nurture and grow those relationships for the advisor, because we aren't selling travel. And we do that so that our advisors, who are the ones that are selling travel, can focus on being the experts in their client. And then they work with the in-destination partner to bring to life the experience based on what they know about their client. And that's where the magic happens. And they can navigate the change. And just thinking about what happened last year in Italy, I mean, Italy was exploding in every single direction. Everybody went to Italy last summer. And so our advisors needed that real-time information to be able to convey to just the average traveler, the luxury traveler that hadn't traveled abroad since before the pandemic. They didn't know what that new landscape looked like. And for the travel advisor that hadn't themselves, hadn't traveled back to Italy since the pandemic, they relied on the information from their partners on the ground to give them information on who are the best drivers now, what restaurants are still open, what's going on, what's the average daily rate that they can expect to spend, that has increased dramatically. So having those relationships on the ground is what keeps us in the know on how to navigate change.
Was last summer the year that White Lotus featured Italy? Was that something to do with it?
I mean, that definitely had to do with why Sicily is sold out still till 2025. Right. Italy in general, it was predicted during the pandemic that one of the trends coming out of COVID would be that Americans would want to return to the perennial destinations. Like they would first want to go back to places that they had already visited or they had some kind of familial attachment to, an emotional attachment to. And for a lot of Americans, that was Italy,
Right.
and that's France and the UK. And that's what three main destinations that a lot of Americans visit. And now what we're seeing is the comeback of exotics. So like Japan is exploding. We have some partners on the ground that have stop sells. Like they can literally not take any more new bookings through like March of next year because Japan is sold out. We are seeing Americans now venturing back to Thailand, Southeast Asia, South America, because they got Europe out of their system last summer.
Well, you're clearly on top of the trends. I mean, you already know what's going to happen. I mean, you're predicting what's going to happen next year, but what is the vision for the future of Gifted Travel Network? Let's say 5 years down the road, kind of how do you see it continuing to shape the landscape of luxury travel?
Well, I wish I had a crystal ball to know for sure. But I would say, our personal vision for the next 5 years is to continue to advocate for our profession, especially with AI. There's always talk about, is technology going to replace the travel advisor? And that's just never going to happen because of the personalization that is required in a high touch experience. Sure, there might be some trips that are just easier and you can leverage technology or do it yourself, and that's fine. But for the traveler that is focused on experiential, focused on going deep, you need somebody that knows you and that has the relationships on the ground. So that trend isn't going to change. And so where we want to really lean into in the next 5 years is ensuring that people are aware of the value of a travel advisor, a luxury travel advisor, and that we bring more increased education and awareness to our profession and how profitable you can be in this profession. There are a lot of people in the travel space that are doing amazing things, but don't actually know the booking side of the business. And there are a lot of people out there, bloggers in particular, that don't know what is possible in terms of profitability and income, and that they can take their passion for travel and really monetize it in a very, very big way. I mean, we've paid out commission checks of $150,000 or more on one booking. So it's an amazing opportunity for people who want to lean into their passion for travel and have a profitable business. And at Gifted Travel Network, we feel very passionate about ensuring that people know more about that opportunity in general. So our vision is that there will be an increased awareness for the value of travel advisors across the board, in particular in the luxury segment, because that segment is not slowing down. I mean, all you have to do is look at all the top luxury hotel brands and know that their hotels are full and they need travel advisors. They still continue to lean on travel advisors. So that's the future, is to lean into advocating for our profession and to increase the awareness.
And for individuals aspiring to enter the luxury travel business, what key advice or insights would you offer based on your own journey of building Gifted Travel Network?
Do your due diligence and get on a Zoom meeting with host agencies that you have narrowed down based on their website, based on their social media, based on referrals, just based on how they sort of propel themselves out there. If you feel like you have a good feel for them from their marketing, then make sure that you are speaking to somebody, preferably on Zoom, so that you can see and talk to the people that you're interested in partnering with to support you in your growing travel business. Because at the end of the day, there are so many of our friendly competitors at Gifted Travel Network, other virtuoso agencies that are just incredible. And they offer the same tools and resources and technology and itinerary building platforms and things like that. We all offer the same things, but we all have different cultures and different vibes and different approaches. And so it often is an intangible thing, it's a vibe. Talk to other travel advisors in the network of that particular host agency that you're looking to join and see if you're a match. And don't shortchange yourself on that journey. And if something doesn't feel right, trust your instinct and don't be scared to invest. This is a business and you get what you paid for. So if you are looking for a no frills, no fee, no startup cost type situation, ask yourself, is that the kind of business you want? Because you don't want to be attracting that also, because that's not the luxury traveler. So just do your research.
Well, Vanessa, thank you so much for sharing all of your insight. I'm so interested in hearing about or seeing how these trends unfold in the next year. It's really interesting how you kind of pointed out that people want to go back to someplace that's familiar, and that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing all of this. Let our listeners know where they can learn more about Gifted Travel Network and where they can connect with you.
So our website, giftedtravelnetwork.com, pretty easy. You can also connect with me personally on LinkedIn, Vanessa McGovern. I'm easy to find on LinkedIn. I believe we have a link to share with your listeners as well for a download on the top mindset blocks that hold entrepreneurs back. So feel free to get access to that free resource, and then you'll be on our mailing list, and we'd love to stay in touch with you. We do a high content newsletter on Thursdays on trends in travel and feature our members. So that's a great way to stay connected with us and just kind of learn about what we're doing. And yeah, just going on the website and visiting our education tabs that you can learn about our travel MBA program, which is the new to industry training program that I spoke about earlier, would be a great way to keep the conversation going. And if you are at that stage where you're researching post agencies, I like Gifted Travel Network. Another great resource is postagencyreviews.com, where Gifted Travel Network is featured, and you'll find many other virtuoso and luxury focused agencies there. And that's a great place to start.
Excellent. Thank you so much. It's a lot of good information for our listeners. To everyone, please follow and subscribe for future episodes and to stay connected with Travel-Preneur. Thank you so much, Vanessa.